Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the 5,000 subscriber Q&A. This is sort of my little thank you video for supporting me and being subscribed to me and being one of the first 5,000. It's a lot and I really appreciate it. I never honestly thought that I would get to this point when I started this channel. I'm really shocked and I love it. I can't thank you guys enough. It means the world to me that you guys support me the way that you do and that you guys watch my content and you help me and we talk to each other. I know I help you guys with cons and everything, but you guys are really helping me as well, so I really appreciate it. And with that, we're going to get to the Q&A. I don't have like a billion questions. I wanted to have a few more, but I didn't put out my I didn't give it enough time in between asking the questions to recording this, but that's okay. This is plenty. I plan to start doing more Q&As anyway, so I can get more questions in the future. And if you missed getting your question answered, you can ask it in another Q&A in the future. So let's go ahead and get started. Also, you guys need to know that I'm probably gonna say some of your channel names wrong. I'm really bad at pronouncing channel names, I found out throughout the last couple of years. So the first question from Mr. Steven, who is actually a longtime viewer. I'm not sure exactly when they started watching my channel, but I definitely recognize them. Also over on Weekday 1 Up. Who is your favorite con guest and why? Maybe make this into a story time if this is a really long answer. I can cut it short. My favorite guest, it's really hard to pick. I've got a few. I definitely like Vic Mignogna. I know that there's a lot of mixed opinions on him, but I am a fan, I love his work, and I think he's hilarious, and he's super inspirational to me. I'm a big fan, and I always love to see at least one panel from him if he's at a con that I go to. But outside of voice actors, my favorite guest is probably Team 4-Star. Like, I've been to a few panels from them, and their 18+ panel is by far the best panel I've ever seen. It is hilarious. If you have a chance to go and see that, you really should. I highly recommend seeing them if you get a chance, but you need to get in line early for them and Vic because both fill up because they're just really popular people. Next question is by _chibi_. My first anime convention was last year at MatsuruCon with my friend and we had a great time. But there was one problem. We had trouble with the map and the events and both of us which probably meant were too embarrassed to ask anyone for help. We're going to MatsuruCon again this year, so what can we do to avoid this problem? P.S. Can't wait to see you at MatsuruCon. I would say the best way to avoid the problem, also about the map and everything, it is one of my main things I complained about in my review for MatsuruCon last year, so I'm really hoping that that's been fixed. But if it hasn't, you really just gotta come out of your bubble, honestly. You've got to be willing to ask people, and you need to realize that you're at a convention. Most everybody is there to help each other out and have a good time. People aren't there to judge you. So it's okay to not know where you're going. Ask a staff member. Find information if you need to. Normally there's like an information area for the con. Worst comes to worst, just ask somebody walking by who looks like they know what they're doing. Or if you see me, you can ask me because normally I learn the layout pretty quick. And I've been there quite a few times. So you could always ask me if you see me. But you got to open up and you've got to be willing to talk to people because if you can't do that, it's going to be really hard in the future because a lot of cons have problems with this type of thing. And you've got to just remember that everyone is there not to judge each other. It's a convention, so you should be able to ask. Monkey Man Tan, who is also a viewer of Weekday 1 Up and asks a lot of questions over there, says, I think a tips and tricks on cosplay would make a great topic. Okay, I'll think about that. He's got a few questions for the Q&A. When you first made videos of a convention, did you ever think it would get to where you are now? I kind of answered that at the beginning of this, but no. I hoped, obviously there were hopes that, you know, maybe this is gonna blow up. Maybe this is gonna be cool. Because I've been on YouTube since 2007. I don't know if a lot of people know that. I'm actually making a secret video right now that's going to talk a lot more about that. So look for that maybe around the end of this month, early next month, maybe mid next month, because this could take a lot of editing. But like I said, I've been on YouTube since 2007 and nothing's ever taken off. So I always just did it for fun, and it was the same thing with the con videos. Actually, the first con videos I posted weren't for convention reviews. It was just for, I just wanted to record it so I had the memory and I could show my friends who didn't make it. and my family to see what it was like. And it was at my first con ever. And since then I decided to do convention reviews later, and yeah, I never ever expected it to get this big. But like I said, there were hopes, and I'm glad that that's coming true because it's really awesome, you guys. Will you do collabs with other convention YouTubers in the future? If so, who would you want to do collabs with? I will do collabs, I can promise that. I don't have any in the works, just so you know. I know I will eventually. I would like to collab with Royal Lily again. I liked collabing with her, and I would like to do something more. I know she's going to be at Youmacon, so I will probably have some sort of collab with her there. I would like to collab more with Real T-Dragon. We collabed with him a tiny bit on Weekday 1-Up because he was a guest, but it wasn't really much of a collab, more of just he was a guest on our show. I would like to actually have some sort of collaboration with him because I really like his videos, and I look up to him as a creator because he is very positive and he puts a lot of positivity out into the community, and that's what I like to see. As far as other people, I mean, obviously the dream would be Beat Down Boogie, but because I love their videos, but they're so huge, I don't know if that's even a possibility. God, there's so many. Like, I don't know where to start. Deja Vu D would be really awesome to collab with her. I don't even know if she knows I exist, honestly. So, maybe not. But that would be cool. There's a lot. I think collabs would come more in the form of vloggers. It's a lot easier to collab with other vloggers. People who just make cosplay music videos, it's a little harder to collab with because all they do is make cosplay music videos. You don't ever see their face. But there are definitely some of them that I would like to collab with. I don't know, you give me suggestions on who you want to see me collab with. Let me know in the comments below. But I've got a few ideas. Probably vloggers. His last question is, are there any characters you plan to cosplay at a convention? If so, who? Actually, I do want to cosplay one character, mostly because when I do a cosplay, which I don't do many, as you guys know, because I work so hard on this channel, that's where I put all my time. When I do it, it's normally more of a casual cosplay, not super crazy. I want to cosplay somebody that makes sense for me to have a camera so that I can continue to carry around my camera and record. I'm thinking about cosplaying Leo from Kekai Sensen, which is a new anime that came out this year. Actually, the ending hasn't even shown yet. It's been delayed. But he is like a photographer and carries around a camera, and I think his cosplay is pretty easy, so I would like to do that. I don't know when I would do it, but that's who I would like to cosplay. Side note, congrats on getting 5,000 subscribers. You definitely earned it. Thanks so much, man, and thanks for being here for so long. I hope to meet you at a con someday. Crimson Rose asks, are you going to AWA this year? Unfortunately, I am not. Because I wanted to. I had planned to definitely attempt to go this year, and that was what I did. I could not get a hotel room. Like, everything was sold out when I looked. I'm pretty sure I looked way too late. Normally I can get one even after it's sold out, but I couldn't do it this year, for AWA at least. And that's another one in Atlanta, which is really far away. Like, we're in Indiana, so that's really far away from me. And if I can't get, I want the hotel, like I want the main con hotel room, and I couldn't get it. And then I would have taken one that was pretty close, but I couldn't get any of those either. I'm not going to take one that's far away in a city that I know nothing about. We only went to Atlanta once, so next year is the plan. I have full intentions to be at AWA next year, and if I'm not, it means something went wrong, because that is the plan. So hopefully I'll see you there next year. Bands make me dance. Question. Will there be a MatsuriCon meetup? Because I'm going all 3 days for once and would love that. Also, what was your first convention? There will be a MatsuriCon meetup. It won't be a Kiku party. It's just going to be a meet and greet, take pictures, meet us, get to talk to us for a little bit, and get buttons, all that kind of fun stuff. When and where, that's not been announced yet. That actually has not been decided. So when I know I am making a MatsuriCon video, probably like by Monday, I'll have the MatsuriCon stuff up. And then after that, I'll put up the story times that I said I was going to do. So look for that. We're definitely having one. And what was my first convention? My first convention was Anime Crossroads 2011. So actually not that long ago, believe it or not, I got into cons really late when I was 18 years old. A lot of people get into them a lot earlier. And I just loved it. Since I had some money, I started just going to a lot more, started learning about them really quick. So by 2013, I felt that I was able to make this channel even though I really didn't have any idea what I was doing. I do now. I was just really winging it back then. And so yeah, the videos for that first convention are all actually on this channel. Just go way, way far back and look for the Anime Crossroads 2011 videos. It's right there. You can watch it all. Though it's not reviews, there's not music videos or tours. It's just really poorly done vlogs. But hey, Alejandro Acosta, I think I got that right, asks, even though you're busy now, do you think you can continue playing games on Twitch? I don't know. I really want to do Twitch. Don't get me wrong. I like Twitch a lot. I'm a fan of Twitch. I'm a fan of streaming on Twitch. I'm a fan of streaming and talking to you guys. I've got a couple of problems with it though. First is that I don't have enough people watching my Twitch. I know that sounds petty and it's like you gotta start somewhere, you gotta build it up. But I'm also building this YouTube channel, and I'm also building the Weekday 1-Up YouTube channel. I'm also building the Nakamacast YouTube channel. I'm building 3 YouTube channels right now that I really care a lot about. Where does Twitch fit into that? It's really hard. I would love to do it. I would make the time to do it if I knew you guys were going to watch. So let me know in the comments below if I got back on Twitch that you guys would watch. I would get on a regular schedule so you guys would know when. I just need to know, because the last few times I've done it, I've only had a couple of people watching. And yeah, it's awesome talking to those people, but it's just not really worth it to me to talk to a couple of people when I can work on these channels and talk to thousands of you. Though I love getting to talk to you guys individually, that's actually why I like Twitch the most, because it's sort of a Q&A all the time while I'm playing games, and I can talk to you guys and get to know you guys a lot more. I just need to know that people are willing to watch and go over there. So let me know in the comments below, and if enough people say they are, I will get back on Twitch, like, this week. I just need to know. And if you do want to go follow me on Twitch to show that you're willing to watch, it's Convention Reviews on Twitch. So go and check it out and let me know. And if you do want me on Twitch, let me know what games you want to see me play. Katie Chase says, thanks for all the awesome videos. They have really helped me to prepare for my first convention this September. My question is, what is a good way to chat with people who may be going to my con? I've tried to find forums and chat rooms, but haven't had any luck. Thank you. Well, Katie, the best advice I can give you for finding people to chat with about your con is to go on Facebook and look up the name of your convention. When you do, try and limit the search to groups first and find groups for your convention, and then limit it to events and try to find event pages. I have never gone to a convention where there wasn't a group or an event page or both. Normally there's both. I bet you can find something, unless this convention is like the smallest convention on earth. You should be able to find a group or an event page, and there should be at least hundreds of people on there to talk to. So good luck with that. I hope you find it. Forever Fizz AMV asks, what editing software do you mainly use? I typically only use Sony Vegas Pro 12. I started this channel with Sony Vegas Pro 10. I've used a lot of different editing programs in my time, and Sony Vegas is just the one that stuck with me. I know you don't hear a lot of people say that. A lot of people don't use Vegas. They use Adobe. They like to use Premiere. Premiere is the answer I hear the most. And I'm just not as into Premiere. I mean, it's cool. Pretty much my main answer for you, if you're asking what software I use so that you can find a software to use, just pick one, honestly. You need to pick one, and then you need to learn it, and you need to get that down. And then if you find you don't like it, you can switch later, because once you've got one down, switching is pretty easy. I mean, they're not exactly the same. You'll have to switch your mind on how things work, but they're essentially the same concept. So pick one and learn it, and just learn it good. Don't mess around with a bunch of them. I know a lot of people will mess around with a bunch of editing programs. Just pick one and learn it, and get really good at it. I'm still getting good at Vegas. I don't know everything on Vegas. I do also use After Effects a little bit, but I'm not great at that. I want to learn more After Effects, but I never have the time because I'm working all the time. They also ask, do you do any of your family watch your videos on here? Yes, my mom and my dad both watch them. They are big fans of mine for sure. My dad watches a lot of my stuff, and he tells his customers at his job about my stuff. He advertises my stuff. He's really into it. So he definitely watches them. My mom watches them too, probably. I'm pretty sure she likes them, but also just to see like what I'm doing. What is all this? My brother watches them sometimes, but not that often. And that's pretty much it. My family's really supportive of it, and I think it's really cool though. Also asks, what are your top 5 cons you want to go to but have not been able to yet? Let me just start naming cons. There's Dragon Con, obviously, Colossal Con, Otakon, oh my god, I'm missing the name, Katsucon, and then if I have to pick another one, AWA. That's probably my top 5. Anime Expo I really want to go to, but it doesn't quite break that list. Those 5 I think look really cool, and I would really love to go to. Then they also say I look forward to story time. Brooke Benson asks me, would you start cosplaying? I have cosplayed in the past. I've cosplayed Toby from Naruto back before I was doing convention reviews, and then I cosplayed Sly Cooper a little bit. I didn't make it. My ex-girlfriend, she made it for me. But here's why I don't like cosplaying, because it's kind of difficult, and I have a lot of respect for you guys who do it all the time. It's not that it's hard, it's that I would be okay with that, but I'm already doing something really difficult. I'm making these videos, and I know you're probably thinking, a lot of other vloggers cosplay and make their videos too, that's kind of what's cool about them. But I'm not just a vlogger, and I don't want to put them down. What they're doing is very impressive. I'm very impressed by the fact that they can vlog and do cosplays at the same time. But I'm running 3 different YouTube channels. I'm doing vlogs, music videos, reviews, tours, story times, rants. I'm doing those podcasts that I do. Like, I'm doing so much stuff, and I might be about to start back on Twitch again if you guys want me to. It's a lot to do. And I've got a job that I'm working. It is a lot. It takes up all of my time. I barely have time to watch anime anymore, let alone put in the money and the time to make cosplays, which is another thing. Because I spend so much money on equipment and things for making these videos, I don't have money to buy stuff for cosplays. So, would I start cosplaying? Like I said earlier, I would like to cosplay Leo from Kekai Sensen, and I would like to cosplay other simple characters like Peter Parker. Like, characters who have a camera is what I want to cosplay, because then I don't have to have a prop. My prop is my YouTube channel. So, I would love to cosplay. I think it's amazing. I have a ton of respect for everyone who does, and that's one of the reasons that I focus so much on my channel on the cosplayers, is because I think it's amazing and I just want to show it off. I think it's one of the best things in the world is cosplay. But for me to do on my channel, it becomes very difficult to do all of this. I hope you guys understand that. Cameron Keyblade asks, what was your first convention? I answered that a little bit ago, Anime Crossroads 2011. What is your favorite game? This switches, but I always go back to Kingdom Hearts. I love Kingdom Hearts, like the whole Kingdom Hearts series in general. I played every single Kingdom Hearts game more than once. I'm a huge Kingdom Hearts fan. But if you were to ask me on another day, it always goes back to Kingdom Hearts, but sometimes I'll tell you it's The Last of Us, because I think that game is quality. I love Naughty Dog and everything they do. I think they're genius developers and the best developers in the video game industry. They also ask, what are your thoughts on cosplayers that are skinny shamed at conventions? I think that's some crap. I mean, anybody who's bullying anyone or shaming anybody, it's garbage. No matter what size you are, skinny, fat, normal, whatever, it shouldn't matter. Cosplay isn't about... Like, if you want to be somebody who wants to make your cosplay completely accurate and everything's right, that's great, go for it. But not everybody wants to do that, and it's not about that. Cosplay is about having fun. It's about going out there and showing your support for the anime that you like, for the game that you like, for that character, and showing that you put some work into something and that you want to show this off and just have fun at a con. And anybody who's bullying anybody is not okay, and they're not welcome on my channel. If you guys don't know, if I see you bullying people on my channel, you have 2 chances. After I do give you a warning, after you break the second warning, you're banned from my channel. And I have banned plenty of people. I'm not like bringing the ban hammer down daily, but I do not take to bullying and I don't think it's cool at all. Brandon Markiel? I totally messed that up. I told you I'm bad at names. They said a bit of stuff, but their question is how to eat healthy yet cheap at cons. I don't know, man. You tell me. I'm still trying to figure that out. I try to eat decently healthy. I'm not great at it. I mess up all the time. And then eating cheap, nothing's cheap at cons, dude. I don't know. I have no idea. Buy a lot of... buy your food and bring it. Don't buy food there to make it cheaper. And then just buy healthy alternatives to things that you bring. I mean, that's probably the best answer. I've not figured this out yet, so can't get a great answer going, sorry. Alexandra Tweed says, hi, convention reviews. I have 2 questions for you. Big smiley face. Can you please do a tips and tricks on hosting a panel? Me and my friends are going to SAC Anime, and I want to host a Kuro Shitsuji or Black Butler panel, but we don't know where to start. Okay, that's the first question. Yeah, I could probably do a tips and tricks on that. I've got one that I'm already planning first. I'm not sure when SAC Anime is, so I might not make it in time. But maybe you can see it for your next panel. I am no expert on hosting a panel. I've only hosted one. I've seen a lot of people do it though, and I've got a pretty good idea of how to do it, but you have to know that if I do a tips and tricks on that, I'm kind of winging it, and I'm going to say that at the beginning of it. I might wait till I do more panels to do that. Sorry, I don't know that I want to give tips and tricks on something that I'm not an expert on myself yet. But I did watch my ex. She hosted a panel, and we had to set up for that, and I was sort of there with everything happening, and then we hosted our own panel in Anime Midwest. So I think I've got a pretty good idea of how to do it, but I think I need to do a few more before I can do tips and tricks on it, just to make sure that I don't miss anything. Also, would you start cosplaying? And if so, what anime, manga, video game character would you like to cosplay? I have answered the crap out of this already. P.S. Your channel is amazing and you're such a great person. Okay, bye. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you saying that. And thank you for saying I'm a great person. That's always good to hear. I really appreciate all of that. Angel Siu? I don't know how to say this at all, but you comment all the time. You've been around for a while. Thank you for watching my stuff. I don't know how to say your name. Tips and tricks for navigating the dealer's room? Totally going to do that. Looking for good deals and timing or good websites for merch. Stuff can be intimidating. What do you think are great starting animes for first-timers? I always say that the best anime that you can start anybody in the world on is Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. And I will always go back to that because it's good for guys and girls. Like, no matter what kind of anime you like, I think it's got something for everyone. It's got the action, it's got the great deep story, it's got the romance, it's got everything you could want. It's one of those perfect anime. I don't think it has fillers. It's a bit longer, so that you can get used to watching a little bit longer anime. The English and Japanese are both great dubs of it. I always say that you should start with Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Where to go from there, it depends on the person. It depends what kind of stuff they're into. If they want that darker stuff, I move them to Attack on Titan. If they are into like the crazy epic actiony stuff, I move them to Gurren Lagann. And if they want more of the romance side and that sort of thing, I have no idea where to move them because I don't watch a lot of romance anime. Just being honest. They also ask, how did you meet your crew and get into this? How I got into this is a long story. Actually, how I met the crew and how I got into this are both going to be answered in a secret video that I'm doing. But I will answer how I met the crew right now. How I got into this, a really long story. I will explain it in a future video, sorry. Really, really long story. How I met the crew. Dakota. We'll just go the three main, because I'm included in that. The 3 main are Dakota, Nate, and Drew. I met Dakota in 1st grade. Yeah, 1st grade. We went to school together, and we became best friends for, ever. We've been best friends for, all of our lives. There was a period where he went to another school, and that's where he met Nate. And then when he came back, we didn't actually hang out. We eventually started hanging out again. He introduced me to Nate. I got to know Nate through Dakota, and we all started hanging out. And then around the same time that I was getting to know Nate, I had my first real job at Kroger. Don't ever work at a Kroger. I'm not kidding. Don't. You're thinking, oh, but I need a job. I need to make money. It's not worth it. Find another job. That's not what this is about. I was working at a Kroger, and that's where I met Drew. He worked at the same Kroger, no interest in anime, thought it was weird. I told him I watched anime. He was like, you watch that perverted hentai stuff? And I was like, that's not what it is. Let me show you what it is. I was stupid and showed him High School of the Dead first. He was like, it is that hentai stuff. And I was like, no. So then I showed him FMA. And from there, we were good. But that's how I met everybody. And we all started hanging out. And then eventually started going to cons. And eventually I told Drew, I was like, hey man, you should go to this Matsuri con. 2 years ago was his first con. And he was like, man, I don't know, but I'll try it. Because I showed him my video from Anime Midwest. He gave it a shot and loved it. Ever since then, we've sort of been like the four amigos. Like, we do all this stuff together. I know we can't all make it to every con, but that's because of money issues and everything. And work issues. But that's the crew. And anyone else that comes in later, I mean, they're invited, they're cool, they're going to be awesome. But this is the main crew, and that's how I met them. Phantom Rose has 3 questions. First, what's your suggestion for people who aspire to make channels like this? I have a lot to say about this. I guess I'm going to go ahead and announce it because people keep asking. My first tips and tricks video is tips and tricks on becoming a successful convention YouTuber. So hopefully you're interested in that. I've got a lot to say about this. I will give a few simple answers, but if you want a really detailed answer on this, watch that video. I'm going to literally break down everything I have done to get to this point. I'm going to unlock the door and show you the secrets. But my real suggestion, if I have to give a quick one, is to just get a camera that looks good. You don't want something that looks terrible. It doesn't have to be an amazing DSLR like I'm packing right now. I started with a much worse camera. It just has, shoot 1080p. That's all I'm saying. Shoot 1080p and get some okay low light. And you'll be okay. Because if it doesn't look professional, people are going to click away. Remember that. Next is to just go for it. Just do it. Don't think too much about it. Don't bore yourself about it. You'll figure it out as you go. Go to a con and just start recording. And you have to remember, you need to record all the time. Get as much footage as possible and then figure out what to do with it later. Just do it. Seriously, what Shia LaBeouf said, you're not going to get anywhere if you don't do it. You can think about it all day, but you're not really going to learn anything until you get experience. Question 2. What kind of camera do you have? Camera nerd and purchasing one. I'm using a Canon 70D right now. I love the Canon 70D. It's like the best camera I've ever had. Personally, I think if you're wanting to shoot video, I think it is the best DSLR that you can get for the price. You can go up from there, but I mean, you're just getting into stuff that's really expensive that you don't really need if you're just making a channel like this one. But if that's what you want to do, then do it. But I recommend a Canon 70D. And I do recommend a Canon. I don't recommend a Nikon, just because I trust Canon a lot. They've never done me wrong. The third question is upcoming cons. Upcoming cons are Matsuri Con, Anime World Expo, Ramen Con, Youmacon. Haven't decided on Daisho Con yet. Con Delete. I think that runs me out through the rest of the year. And then the next year, 2016, I plan to have way more cons than I've had ever before. I'm not going to go announcing those yet. There'll be an announcement video for it sometime at the beginning of next year. Carissa, just another reject, asks, what's your favorite hat that you have? Ooh, that is really hard to say. Probably, hold on, let me go see. Okay, my favorite hat that I have is definitely a toss-up between 3 hats. It's not this one, so it's out of here. It's either going to be this one, which was made for me by a fan, Otaku Ice Cream on Instagram. Which, that's just because a fan made it, and I think it's super awesome that they went to all this work to make this for me, and blows me away. Other than that, maybe this one, which is the Good Mythical Morning Snapback. I don't really love camo, it's not really my thing, but I think it works really well with these colors, and I love Good Mythical Morning. I'm a huge Rhett and Link fan, I can't get enough. So maybe this one, but I think I often default to this one, which is the Mario. It's got Bowser on it. We'll go ahead and throw it on for the rest of the video. Yeah, I wear this one a lot. I love green. It's my favorite color in the world, and it works really well on this hat. I think it looks really cool. I often wear this one with my red panda kigurumi. Like almost always, this is the hat I wear with it. It's been worn. It's definitely used. Our second question is, how is your day going? Tiring. I woke up at 3 a.m. to go to work. Or no, I woke up at 1:20 to be there at 3 a.m. I do this all the time, but I'm really, really tired. It's like 5 o'clock now, and it's just exhausting to have to do this, but it's what I do to be able to go to these cons and do this. If you haven't noticed, my eyes are probably really tired, so. Mononoke. Oh, Mononoke? I was just reading it and not putting together what it was. Mononoke fan 123. My questions. 1. Have you ever cosplayed? Like I answered, I cosplayed a couple times, but not much. If not, would you ever cosplay? Answer this question. 3. If you have, what cosplays have you done? Answer this question. P.S. I love your videos. Thank you so much for your question. I'm sorry I already answered them for other people, but I don't want to answer them like 50 times. And thank you so much for watching my videos and saying you love them. I really, really appreciate it. Vin's Writer asks, if you would create your own anime or gaming convention, what would it be? Like what games, what panels, what would you name the convention? Except. Okay, panels. Okay, well first of all it would be an anime convention, for sure. And what would I name it? I've always thought of like Carnivore Con, but that's kind of conflicting because I call my fans carnivores. ACR Con. I don't want it to be 4 convention reviews though. I guess I would need to think about it. I'm not really sure. If you guys got good names for a con, let me know in the comments below. I've thought about this, but I've not thought about it a ton. And if I were to create my own convention, I actually do have dreams of creating a convention. So someday, run a convention. I think it would be really dope, probably really stressful. I'm sure it would probably make me lose hair, but it would be cool to try. Yeah, it would be an anime convention. I would have all kinds of games, like everything I could get. I mean, I want the biggest game room possible at an anime con. The best I can do. Like, there's going to be every type of system, retro, new, Japanese arcade games, everything. What panels? I mean, get voice actors in there, pretty much just like any con. But what I would really, really want to do, since I come from YouTube, I would want to get other convention YouTubers. I'd probably invite them to the con and pay for them to stay and give them a badge. Because first of all, a couple of things. 1, they're going to pimp my con like crazy. If you have every convention YouTuber come to your con, how many videos is that for your con that come out? Suddenly everybody on earth knows about your con. But that's not the only reason. Also because I just love the convention YouTube community since I'm so deep into it. I love all these people. They're friends of mine. I think they're great people. Another person I want to collab with is, crap, I can't remember his name now. Dang it. Oh well. Sorry guys. But I would want them to have panels because I want more of them to get to have panels. I've had a panel and so many of them have written me and been like, I can't believe this worked for you. I can't believe people actually went to it. Like, that's really awesome. And it's like, it will work for you guys too. Just do it. And get to meet the fans and meet the people who make your channel what it is. I know you put all the work into it, but it's honestly nothing without you guys. And I would love to have them be able to come and get to have that experience too. And just fill it up with convention YouTubers so you guys can meet all your favorite YouTubers also. Mandy Stone. Hey Cody, greetings from Canada. Ooh, I'm going to be near Canada later this year. Anywho, sorry if my question is weird, but why are you so cute and adorable? I didn't know I was, first of all, so thank you very much. If I am, it probably has something to do with genes and biology, the way my parents came together. I don't know, something like that. Thank you for the compliment. Tries Die Hard Productions asks, who's your favorite superhero and who's your least favorite superhero? My favorite superhero is Spider-Man. I'm a big fan of Spider-Man, and I like the Amazing Spider-Man movies. I don't care what anybody says. I think Amazing Spider-Man 2 is really good, so screw you haters. Least favorite superhero, I might get some haters for this, but Superman. I don't really love Superman. I don't hate him. I don't want you guys to think I hate him, but I think he's way overpowered, and I think it's boring. But I know a lot of people think that. I like this. I don't know. I'm also not a huge DC guy. Not that I have anything against DC. I'm cool with DC. I still typically stay out of superheroes anyway. I typically stick to anime. Who is your favorite and least favorite villain from anime and manga video game character? I'm not sure if they mean both or if they mean just all around. My favorite and least favorite villain. My favorite, I'm honestly not sure. That's really difficult. I really like Beerus right now in Dragon Ball Super. I think he's a really awesome villain. Aizen was cool. I really like a lot of the villains from Yu Yu Hakusho. I don't think they get enough credit. I don't think I have a favorite. I don't think about this often. Least favorite, I really don't know. Maybe the dude from Tokyo Ghoul. What was his in the first season? Not to spoil, but the guy who like with the silver hair. He was. I don't know why I'm blanking on his name. He's the older inspector. I cannot stand him at all. But I'm not totally sure. P.S. Dakota, how did you get such a nice beard? Well, Dakota's not here. But you can go over to Weekday 1-Up, which is in the link in the description, I think. If not, just look up Weekday 1-Up, and you can ask him over there. We answer questions every single episode. Kittens will destroy the world. If you were stuck on an island with only 3 characters from anime or manga, who would they be? Well, first would be Luffy, because I'm a huge One Piece fan, and I love Luffy, and I think he would get us into all kinds of crazy shenanigans on the island. So definitely Luffy. Next would be maybe Kagome, because I think Kagome is awesome, and she's cool. We're going to need some sort of female in there. This can't all be dudes, so get Kagome in there. She's pretty cool. Finally, maybe Simone from Gurren Lagann, because he's so like inspirational and awesome, and I bet he could find us a way off that island, even if it means he gotta like throw galaxies to get us off of it. Jessica Keen, what is your favorite anime theme? That's another really hard question. These are good questions, guys. My favorite anime theme is, it changes a lot. I think right now the one that recently hit me the best was either the opening from Parasite, which is by Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, or the first opening of Tokyo Ghoul, Unravel. God, that opening is so good. Second question, do you watch any live action TV shows? As far as like dramas and like things like that, not really. I used to watch Lost. I'm a huge Lost fan. It's my favorite live action TV show ever made, and I just freaking love it. I love the ending. Don't care what anybody says. I thought it was great. I don't really watch any now, but as far as reality shows go, I do sort of have a guilty pleasure. I watch Survivor, and I'm a big fan of Survivor, and I'm a huge fan of Big Brother. I don't know if this surprises you guys or not. The camera's on people all the time, which is kind of what I do, but I love Big Brother. I love the American Big Brother, and I've more recently been watching the Australian Big Brother, which I think might be better. I don't know. But if you like Big Brother, if you like the American one, you should really check out the Australian one. It's really cool. D-Bay22 asks, what food do you recommend eating at a con? First, I recommend water. A lot of people like to drink a lot of pop and things at cons. That's cool, whatever you want to do, but get water in there. You don't want to get dehydrated. Getting dehydrated at a con is not cool. You're going to be that dude in the ambulance who's going off. Next, I eat stuff with a lot of protein to try and stay up and like not pass out. Pretty much anything that's going to give you a lot of energy. I mean, don't eat like empty calories that don't give you anything. Like, I think that's kind of dumb. Eating a ton of pizza, I don't think is smart. You can eat some, you know, and maybe you can survive on that, but when you go to cons a lot like I do, just eating a ton of crap all the time, you gotta get some good stuff in there or you're gonna really mess yourself up. Saba 1 or I'm not sure. 1, current gaming systems. Pretty much everything other than the Xbox One. I have pretty much every single gaming system from the NES up to now in my room. They are all hooked up. I can stream off of all of them, which I want to stream off of all of them. I've got it set up to stream off of them. I play them all the time. So yeah, the only reason I don't have an Xbox One is because I just haven't had the money. 2, do you ever think of doing a fan meetup / meet and greet? I've done this. We just had our first one at Anime Midwest, and it went over really well, and we're having another one at MatsuiCon. So if you're going to be at MatsuiCon, check out our pre-MatsuiCon video, and come to that and say what's up. We love doing them. Love doing them. It was amazing. I want to do way more. Thanks, and keep up the good work. Thank you so much for asking questions and watching my videos. Hello, I have 3 questions. Oh, this is by Cherry Yuzuriha Blossom. Hello, I have 3 questions. Question 1, do you ever plan on cosplaying one day? So many of you guys asked this question. I answered it. Question 2, favorite convention so far? Youmacon 2014, or just Youmacon in general. I am a huge Youmacon fan. I didn't know what to expect when I first went, and it blew us all away. I can't get enough. I know it's not everybody's favorite convention, but I don't know why it's not, because I think it's run super well. It's so organized. The location is so good. I honestly don't have much to say about Youmacon that's bad. It was the closest I've ever been to giving a con a 10, and if they just step up a few things this year, it might be my first 10. But it's their con to mess up. They F it up, it could go down. But it's been my favorite so far. I recommend it to everybody. Question 3, have you ever heard of NekoCon? Yes, I have, most definitely, but I have never been. And I don't have plans to go currently, someday though. Michael Cued, who is a longtime viewer, asks, "'Cause it would not be me if I wasn't asking about Yoma-related things. Do you still intend on going to Youmacon this year?" Of course. Like I've been mentioning all throughout this video, it's my favorite con. There's no way I'm not going to go. If you will, are you doing a panel or a fan meetup? I don't have plans for a panel because I don't know how many carnivores I have at Youmacon. I've only been once. I only like to do the panels at cons where I know I'm going to have people show up, so I'm not wasting our time and wasting the convention space when they could have somebody else doing a panel. So probably not a panel, but a fan meetup definitely for sure. We'll definitely do some sort of meetup, as well as, I don't know if I'm supposed to be spoiling this or not. I am in talks. Oh, I might get in trouble for spoiling this. I don't know. But I'm in talks with Royal Lily to have a joint Kigu party for Halloween, bringing candy and all that stuff. So there may be that too. I'm not promising. I really want to do it. Hopefully she's still into it. I need to talk to her about it, honestly. Have you ever considered doing Q&As with Dakota and the others? I have thought about it, but if you guys want to ask us questions, there's always Nakamacast, and which has all of us on it, and we want you guys to ask us questions. We were trying to do like a question block, but we didn't have many viewers over there, so go check out Nakamacast. And then also on weekday 1, me and Dakota answer a question every single episode. So go do that. The only reason I don't have them on here, I mean, maybe I will someday, but I know this sounds bad, but this isn't their channel, guys. Like, this channel is 100% my work. You see them on here because they're just my friends at the con. They're the crew. They're what help make it interesting. But I do literally 110% of the work on this channel. It is all mine. So I want to, not to be selfish or anything, I would totally put them on here if they were on other channels, but we've got them on the Comicast. We've got them on Weekday 1. We're thinking about maybe starting up another thing that's going to have all 4 of us on there. So there's plenty of other places to have Q&As with them. I probably will at some point, but it won't be on this channel. It's always going to be just me on here. Digimon or Pokemon, which do you like better? I like Pokemon better. Go over to Weekday 1 because we're actually going to have a video about this at some point. That's going to be way interesting, but I like Pokemon better. What cosplay have you seen IRL or internet is your favorite? Dude, I'm sorry, I can't answer that question. That's too hard. I've been to so many cons. I follow so many cosplay blogs. I follow so many convention YouTubers who do cosplay. I really don't know. Like, I've seen too much good stuff. I can't pick one. That's just my favorite. There's so much good stuff out there, man. Any thoughts on Kingdom Hearts 3 using Unreal Engine 4? I think it's great. Unreal Engine 4 is an amazing engine that is beautiful. It's easier to use than Square Enix's engine from what I heard. And I was a little iffy about it. I wasn't totally sure until I saw the newest Kingdom Hearts trailer. And then I was like, there's no problem. Let him use Unreal Engine 4. It's whatever. It's going to look great. I'm very excited for Kingdom Hearts 3. Did the Mini-Con Reviews logo dude get a name? Oh, my logo dude. I was thinking Connor, or Conrad. Nate really wanted me to name him Conrad. I was kind of feeling Connor. Everybody went with Con type names, which it didn't have to be that. It was just a suggestion. I'm not totally sure. I'm still thinking about it. If you guys want to send in more fan art of him, that would be awesome. I'm actually doing something really special with it. So I actually could use some more. But that's up to you guys. You know, whatever you want to do. I'm thinking Connor, though. Connor or Conrad. You guys vote in the description. Connor or Conrad. And last and most important question, as per usual, do you even lift, brah? Yes, you know I lift, you know I'm still in the gym. Actually, I've been a little lazy lately, so my muscleness is down a little bit, but I need to get back in there before Matsuri-Con. By the way, hi, if you remember me, I returned from the dead, aka Five Nights at Freddy 4 and all that fun stuff. Oh, I definitely remember you. I know who you are for sure. Junior Gonzalez asks, will you ever attend any West Coast cons in the future? If so, which cons would they be? Yes, I want to attend West Coast cons. The problem is getting there. If you guys don't know, I want to attend every con in America. That's sort of the goal. I want to go to every one at least once. And West Coast cons are they're definitely going to happen at some point. It's a matter of getting the funds to make it there. So when, I could not tell you. Which cons, I could not tell you right now. It's all of them. Like, honestly, all of them. But it's a matter of when, not if, when. Devin Hansen, questions. What type of camera do you use and how much do they cost? What type of cameras? So I mentioned earlier that I use the Canon 70D. That's what this is on. And it cost, with the lens, $1,200, I'm pretty sure. Then I also use the GoPro Hero 3 Black Edition, which was $400 when I bought it. I'm pretty sure it's a lot cheaper now because the 4 is out. The GoPro Hero 4. So that's what I use. A little bit pricey, but not as bad as it can get. What mic do you use for weekday one-up? I use the Blue Yeti. It's about $100, and it is a USB mic, so you can plug into any computer. Great audio, as you guys have heard. For $100, it's well worth the money. And if you want more examples of it, it's not just the weekday one-up mic. It is also the mic that I use for every single review and story time that I do on here. Big Sexy Umbrella Corp. Question, are y'all ever going to make it out to some East Coast cons? Like NeckCon, for example. It's the same thing as West Coast cons. I really want to. More likely I'm going to make it to East Coast cons first before West Coast cons, because East Coast is a lot closer to me. I'm in the Midwest, in Indiana. It's a lot less of a drive to get to an East Coast con, so maybe next year. Tiffany Ruiz? Question, in the future, would you be going to any more southern cons? Like Anime Matsuri, A-Con, Onicon, San Japan. Hope in the future I can meet you and everyone. A huge fan. Thank you so much. Yes, I would love to go to more. Like I have said with all of them, I'm sorry if I sound aggravated. I honestly, I understand why you guys ask these questions, because you want to see me at the cons you guys go to. It's just, it aggravates me personally because of me, not because you guys are asking. Because I want to go to all these cons. I want to be able to meet all of you guys. And I feel bad that I'm sort of stuck in the Midwest. I started to break out a little bit. Like I went to MomoCon. That was not easy to get out of the Midwest. It's a lot of money. You guys got to understand the reason I'm stuck in the Midwest is all funds. It's all money. It's not that I want to be stuck in the Midwest. It's that I'm making literally basically nothing off of this channel, which is fine. I don't do it to make money. I do it because I love doing it, and I love showing off these videos, and I love talking to you guys. It's not about making money, but I would like to someday hopefully make some money off of this channel, just enough to break even, to be able to go to cons and meet you guys. Like, even if I have to work a job to support myself, that's cool, but it's all the money thing. It's all money. I don't have the money to go to all these cons. It's impossible for me at the time being. The best advice I can give you if you want to get me to your con is you need to tell your convention that you want me at your convention. Tell them, send them my channel, show them who I am, whether it's as a guest or whether they just bring me out to do reviews of their con. Anything. Because if the con brings me out, automatic press badge, more than likely going to pay for transportation. Even if they don't pay for transportation, more than likely going to pay for the hotel room at least. If I can at least get the badge and the hotel room paid for by the con, I can deal with transportation. So tell your cons you want me there. That takes care of the funds. And if cons invite me, I will go. That's it. I want to go even if they don't invite me, but as of right now, it's the money issue. So hopefully soon, and next year I will probably go to more Southern cons. So hopefully I will see you there. Northeast Florida Dash Cam and Surveillance asks, have any cons that you have reviewed contacted you about how they can improve the con? Yes, almost every single one of them has contacted me since the first review I ever did, which was a garbage review. Almost all of them have contacted me. It almost happens without fail, especially the first time. Normally when I review a con for a second time, I might not get contacted, but especially the first time I review a con, they almost always email me something in my email, send me something on my Facebook page, something. Normally it's the con director. So yes, it happens almost without fail. Have any cons that you have not been to contacted you about going to their con? No. I've had some, I've had some ask me to go, but as in, hey, would you be interested in going, but we're not going to pay for anything, and they're far away, and it's like, well, yeah, I want to go, but I can't afford it, so I'm sorry, I can't. So yes, I have, but not very much. Like, it's very rare, maybe twice, and I don't even remember what they were. Do you have a wish list of cons that you want to go to? I answered this earlier in the top 5 cons I want to go to. If money wasn't an issue, how often do you think you could go to cons without getting burned out on the cons and editing the con footage? That is a great question because I did 2 cons back to back earlier this year. I did Anime Milwaukee, and then Anime Crossroads back to back. And I did get burned out, for sure. By the end of editing all the Anime Crossroads stuff, I was sick of it. I think I would want to go every other weekend. So do a con, then have a weekend break, then go again. I could totally handle that. I could get the vlogs out, do maybe 2 vlogs a day instead of 1 like I'm doing now, and get all the review and music video out first. I could totally handle that, and that's actually what I would love to do, is at least try that. I don't know, and maybe I could get good at that and then move it up to having cons back to back. But cons back to back is hard, guys. It's really hard. Just 1 con is hard with all the stuff that I do for them, all the editing. Con ends for you guys. The con is not done for me for weeks and weeks because of all the editing. Carol L. Awesome. I met you at Anime Midwest. You were really cool. She asked, do you plan on going to DaishoCon? If so, who would you want to come with you? I have loose plans. I do not have a hotel room. It's kind of hard to get one this late in the game. Doesn't mean it's impossible. I've done it before. It's kind of a money thing. And the other thing is, it is my birthday weekend. November 21st is my birthday, and that's the Saturday of DaishoCon. So I'm not 100% sure if I want to do it or not, and it's more money too. I don't know. I want a con in that time, and it would fit perfectly. It's not for sure. When it's for sure, I'll let you guys know if I go or not, but it's not for sure right now. And who would I want to go? As many people as possible. I always want the whole crew to go. I never feel good having somebody not go. It's never my decision when somebody doesn't go. It's their decision. They decide they don't have the money or they've got something going on. If it's up to me, everybody in the crew would be there every time. Even people outside of the crew. Xavier, who is, he's part of the crew, but he's like a new addition. And he's wanting to go to a lot more cons, by the way. I don't know if you got... A lot of people said that they liked Xavier from the Anime Midwest vlogs. He's going to a lot more. He's not going to be at Matsuri, but probably at Yuma, maybe at Ramen and World Expo. And who else? Maybe my brother Chris and his girlfriend Alex. They like to go to a lot of cons with us. That's pretty much the extended crew right there. Then there's their friends Ivan, which you guys probably saw in Yuma's last year. We get into the extended friend groups. Honestly, anybody who wants to go, I would love to have them come. New Bros asks, question, how did you meet the crew, friends that go to the con? Well, I already answered this, but I guess I didn't answer for Xavier because he's so new, I sort of forgot. Xavier I met through school. He was 2 years lower than me, but then I really got to know him when I trained parkour and free running. We both were in the same parkour group, and got to know each other a lot better through that. And then he got into anime. His first one was Gurren Lagann. And then he was like, well, I want to start going to cons, so I started inviting him to him late last year. And he had an awesome time. So that's how I met him. B-Day22, I think you already asked a question. Asked, do you plan on going to Takeo? Yes. No, I mean not right now, but yes, eventually. These questions are honestly, I hate to say this, but these questions are honestly pointless when people ask me if I'm going to a specific convention. Because I want to go to all of them. I've told you guys that a billion times. And just so you know, if you don't know, I do a video at the beginning every year of every con I'm going to that year. So just go look up my video that's 2015 convention schedule, and it will answer your question if I'm going to a con or not. Viva La Cosplay 1. Questions. What software do you use for editing your channel, or rather do you recommend? I answered this. Like I said, just get one that you are into, that you can learn. Best computer for editing? I have no idea. I know nothing about computers. I'm using a laptop over here that's probably garbage for editing, but I make it work. Any tips for future photographers or vloggers slash video makers? A lot of tips that are coming in that tips and tricks video that I'm making that may be out before MonsterCon, but no guarantees. Allison Rodriguez, have you ever cosplayed? Answered this already. Haley O, what are your top 5 favorite cosplays you've seen at a convention? Like I said with the favorite one, I cannot answer this question. It's too much. Like, you guys have got to understand how many cosplays I've seen at conventions at this point. I've been to so many cons just in the last 3 years that I cannot remember all the cosplays I've seen at conventions. There's no way. I can't answer this question without going back through all my cosplay videos and watching them all first and writing them down. I don't know. Rose Hikari123, pretty sure this is a long-time viewer, wrote a lot of stuff, but we're going to skip that because it's not a question. The question is, how do you survive a con? Interesting tips you have seen on Facebook groups. I'm not sure what the interesting tips on Facebook groups means, but surviving a con, I mean, I don't know. I just go out there and do it. Eat well, drink a lot of water. Get to know people. You gotta be open. Like, I think that's one of the best advice you can give at a con. You gotta come out of your shell. You guys have got to realize it may seem weird to think about because I seem so open in all these videos, but for the longest time, all through high school, even when I first got out of high school, I was the shy kid. I was afraid to speak to anybody. Extremely, extremely shy. And cons are the perfect place to come out of your shell, and you really should. I highly recommend it, and that will make cons a much better experience for you. BD Poppy 1 asks, if you had to pick any anime merchandise from any con you went to, what would be your favorite one and why? Probably one of my swords. Just because I like swords. I have a huge sword collection that you should check out. It's one of my first videos I ever did. I've added a few since then, but you can kind of see my keyblade in the back of... Actually, it's probably that keyblade right there that you're seeing. That's sitting back there. I'm a huge Kingdom Hearts fan, and I love the swords and everything. What was the last song that you listened to? No idea. It was some random song that came on in my car. Well, let me think about it. No, actually, I do know what it was. I know what it was. It was 1OK Rock. The Beginning? Is that what it's called? Love 1OK Rock. And that's all the questions, you guys. That's everything that you guys asked. Thank you so much for all the questions. I'm sorry if I seem really tired or out of it. It's because I am. You can thank the system for making me work at 3 a.m. And it's really hot in this room, so hopefully I don't look really sweaty. But thank you guys so much for watching this whole Q&A and being there for me and being there through 5,000 subscribers. I cannot believe it's gotten this big, and I'm really excited to see it grow. The next time I do a video thanking you guys will probably be at 10,000. Let's double this. So show your friends who like cons, show everybody you know, share it so that it can grow quick. But it probably won't be a Q&A. I'm thinking about doing live stream Q&As where you guys can come and ask me questions live, and then after that having them post up on the YouTube channel. I want to do a lot more of those. I may do one after MatsuruCon before Anime World Expo. But I'll let you know when I'm going to start doing those. Watch out for that stuff. Go like all my social media so that you can see when I post that kind of stuff that I'm doing it. And yeah, thank you guys so much. You guys rock. Without you guys, this channel would be nothing. It would be nowhere right now. So I really appreciate it. I can't say thank you enough times, and I look forward to meeting all of you in the future, and hopefully I can get to all of your cons. I know I might have gotten a little salty talking about like trying to travel and the whole money issues. It's just because it bothers me. I wish I could do it. Someday I will. It's just going to keep growing. I'm not going to give up on this anytime soon, if ever. So it's just going to keep growing, and one day I'm sure I'll meet you all, and I cannot wait for that day to come. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.